Welcome to Celestial Zodiac. What happens when thoughtful, practical Virgo meets charming, relationship-oriented Libra? At first glance, Virgo and Libra may seem like an unusual match. Virgo is a mutable earth sign ruled by Mercury, approaching life through observation, analysis, practicality, and a desire to make things better. Libra is a cardinal air sign ruled by Venus, approaching life through relationships, ideas, beauty, balance, and the desire to create harmony. But these neighboring signs may have more in common than you might expect. Both Virgo and Libra are highly observant. Virgo notices what needs improvement, while Libra notices what feels out of balance. Virgo wants things to function well. Libra wants them to feel fair and harmonious. Together they can become a surprisingly effective team. There are differences though. Virgo tends to be more direct and solution-oriented. When something is wrong, Virgo often wants to identify the problem, analyze it, and fix it. Libra may spend more time considering different perspectives before deciding what should be done. To Virgo, this can sometimes look indecisive. To Libra, Virgo can occasionally seem overly critical or too focused on what's wrong. Their ruling planets also tell us a lot about this pairing. Mercury gives Virgo its analytical mind, attention to detail, and need for clear communication. Venus gives Libra its social grace, romantic nature, appreciation for beauty, and instinct for cooperation. When these energies complement one another, Virgo provides grounding and practical support while Libra brings warmth, diplomacy, and perspective. But when they clash, Virgo may feel that Libra avoids difficult decisions, while Libra may feel that Virgo is making an issue bigger by analyzing it to death. This isn't necessarily an effortless pairing, but it can be an extremely interesting one. Virgo and Libra have the potential to teach each other skills the other may need. Virgo can help Libra turn ideas into action. And Libra can remind Virgo that not every imperfection needs to be corrected. In love, Virgo and Libra usually approach romance from very different directions. Libra is ruled by Venus, so partnership itself can be extremely important to this sign. Libra often enjoys romance, affection, companionship, flirtation, and the feeling of being part of a couple. They want a relationship that feels mutual, considerate, and emotionally balanced. Virgo can be much more cautious. Virgo may not immediately express everything they feel. Instead, affection often appears through actions. Remembering the little things, helping solve a problem, taking care of practical details, or simply being dependable when their partner needs them. And this is one place where Virgo and Libra can misunderstand each other. Libra may sometimes wonder, where's the romance? Meanwhile, Virgo may be thinking, I've been showing you how much I care all along. Once they learn to recognize each other's love language, however, these differences can become complementary. Libra can encourage Virgo to be more openly affectionate and expressive, while Virgo can give Libra the consistency and reliability that helps a relationship feel secure. Emotionally, both signs tend to prefer some degree of calm. Neither necessarily enjoys living in a relationship dominated by constant emotional chaos. But they handle tension differently. Virgo may respond by analyzing the situation and pointing out what needs to change. Libra may instinctively try to restore harmony, sometimes smoothing things over before the underlying issue has really been resolved. That can create a repeating pattern. Virgo keeps bringing up the problem because they don't believe it's been fixed, while Libra becomes frustrated because they thought the two of them had already moved past it. The key is learning that harmony and resolution aren't always the same thing. Virgo may need to soften the delivery without abandoning the issue. Libra may need to stay in an uncomfortable conversation long enough to actually resolve it. Romantically, however, there can be a lovely tenderness between these two. Libra brings charm, sweetness, and a sense of beauty to the relationship, while Virgo brings attentiveness and genuine care. Even their differences can become part of the attraction. Libra can draw Virgo out of their head and remind them to enjoy the moment. Virgo can give Libra something solid beneath all that air. Someone who doesn't simply talk about caring but demonstrates it through everyday actions. When Virgo feels appreciated rather than criticized for being particular, and Libra feels valued rather than judged for wanting harmony and romance, this pairing can develop a quiet but meaningful emotional bond. Virgo brings devotion through the details. Libra brings love through connection. And when they learn to recognize both as genuine expressions of affection, Virgo and Libra may discover that they're speaking different dialects of the same language. Communication between Virgo and Libra can be one of the most interesting parts of this pairing because both signs are mentally oriented, but they process information very differently. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, thought, and information. Virgo tends to analyze what is being said, notice inconsistencies, ask questions, and look for practical conclusions. They usually want a conversation to go somewhere. Libra, as an air sign, also enjoys exchanging ideas, but Libra often approaches a discussion by considering multiple perspectives. They may see both sides of an argument so clearly that reaching a definite conclusion can take time. This can be fascinating to Virgo at first. Libra may introduce possibilities Virgo hadn't considered, while Virgo can help Libra sort through those possibilities and determine which ones are actually workable. But during conflict, those same qualities can become frustrating. Virgo may want to identify the problem and deal with it immediately. Libra may want to slow things down, consider everyone's perspective, and avoid saying something that creates unnecessary tension. Virgo can interpret this as avoidance or indecision. Libra can interpret Virgo's persistence as criticism or unnecessary confrontation. Another potential problem is Virgo's tendency to point out details. Virgo may believe they're simply explaining what happened and how it could be improved. But to Libra, who can be sensitive to the tone of an interaction, Virgo's helpful observations can start sounding like a list of everything they're doing wrong. Libra has its own communication trap. In an effort to preserve harmony, Libra may agree, compromise, or say that everything is fine before they actually feel that way. Resentment can quietly build beneath the surface, and Virgo may be genuinely confused when the issue eventually resurfaces. For this pairing, good communication requires a little adjustment from both sides. Virgo benefits from asking, "Does this really need to be corrected?" before pointing out every problem. Libra benefits from remembering that disagreement doesn't automatically mean the relationship is in trouble. When they get this balance right, these two can actually communicate extremely well. Virgo brings clarity, logic, and attention to detail. Libra brings diplomacy, perspective, and an ability to see beyond one person's point of view. Virgo can help Libra reach a decision. Libra can help Virgo deliver the truth without turning every disagreement into a performance review. And somewhere in the middle, they may become very good at solving problems together. Virgo and Libra can make surprisingly good friends, particularly when they share interests, intellectual curiosity, or similar standards for how they want to live. Libra brings a social quality to the friendship that can encourage Virgo to get out, meet people, try something different, or simply stop working long enough to enjoy themselves. Virgo brings reliability. When Libra needs practical advice, help organizing something, or someone who will actually remember the details of what they discussed 3 weeks ago, Virgo can be an invaluable friend. Libra may also provide something Virgo sometimes needs: perspective. When Virgo becomes overly focused on a problem or caught in a cycle of overthinking, Libra can step outside the situation and say, "Have you considered looking at it this way?" In return, Virgo can help Libra cut through endless possibilities and determine what actually makes sense. At work, this combination can be especially effective when their roles complement one another. Virgo is often strong with organization, analysis, quality control, planning, troubleshooting, and the details required to turn an idea into something functional. Libra tends to excel where collaboration, negotiation, presentation, aesthetics, networking, or diplomacy are required. Put them together on the right project, and Libra may be the person who gets everyone on board while Virgo makes sure the plan actually works. There can still be friction. Virgo may become irritated if Libra spends too much time discussing possibilities without making a decision. Libra may become frustrated if Virgo gets so caught up in perfecting the details that progress slows down. They may also have different approaches to workplace conflict. Virgo is more likely to focus on what isn't working, while Libra may be more concerned with maintaining cooperation between the people involved. But that's also precisely why they can make a strong team. Libra asks, how do we keep everyone working together? Virgo asks, how do we make this work better? When both perspectives are respected, Virgo and Libra can combine people's skills with practical skills, diplomacy with discernment, creativity with organization, and vision with execution. As friends or co-workers, they don't have to be exactly alike to appreciate what the other brings to the table. In fact, this pairing often works best when they stop expecting each other to approach life the same way and start taking advantage of the fact that they don't. Virgo, one of the most important things to understand about Libra is that their desire for harmony doesn't necessarily mean they're shallow, indecisive, or unwilling to deal with reality. Libra instinctively sees multiple sides of a situation. Before making a decision, they may want to understand how that decision will affect everyone involved. What looks like hesitation to Virgo may actually be Libra weighing consequences and trying to find the fairest solution. Virgo can help Libra make decisions, but there's a difference between offering clarity and taking over. Give Libra room to think. Another important difference is Libra's sensitivity to atmosphere and tone. Virgo tends to concentrate on the accuracy of the message. What I'm saying is true, so why does it matter how I said it? To Libra it matters. Libra is ruled by Venus, and kindness, consideration, beauty, and emotional balance can be important parts of how they experience a relationship. A harsh delivery can overshadow a perfectly reasonable point. Virgo doesn't have to stop being honest. But a little more warmth can make Libra far more receptive to what Virgo is trying to say. And don't underestimate Libra's need for romance and appreciation. Virgo may believe that being dependable, helpful, and attentive should make their feelings obvious. Libra may still want to hear the compliment, receive the affection, enjoy the date, or occasionally be swept off their feet. Virgo, sometimes love doesn't need to be useful. Sometimes it can simply be beautiful. Libra, one of the biggest mistakes you can make with Virgo is assuming that every criticism is a rejection. Virgo notices things. They notice what's working, what's missing, what could be improved, and what might become a problem later. When Virgo points something out, they may genuinely believe they're helping. That doesn't mean Virgo should have unlimited permission to criticize. But understanding the motivation behind it can prevent Libra from interpreting every observation as a personal attack. Virgo also tends to value consistency. Beautiful words and romantic promises are wonderful, but Virgo usually watches what someone actually does. If you say you'll be there at a certain time, Virgo remembers. If you promise to handle something, Virgo expects it to get handled. Reliability builds trust with Virgo. Libra should also understand that Virgo's quieter emotional style doesn't necessarily mean a lack of feeling. Virgo may show love by noticing that you're overwhelmed and taking something off your plate. They may remember what you like, anticipate what you need, or quietly take care of something before you even realize there was a problem. Pay attention to those small gestures. That's often where Virgo's affection is hiding. And when Virgo becomes anxious or begins overanalyzing, Libra's ability to bring perspective can be enormously helpful. As long as Libra doesn't dismiss Virgo's concerns simply to restore peace. Sometimes Virgo doesn't need to hear, "Don't worry about it." They need someone willing to say, "Let's figure it out together." So, can Virgo and Libra actually make it for the long haul? Absolutely. But this is a pairing that generally becomes stronger through understanding rather than similarity. Virgo and Libra are neighboring signs, and sometimes that means they're close enough to recognize something in one another while still approaching life from very different angles. Virgo wants improvement. Libra wants balance. Virgo asks whether something works. Libra asks whether something is fair. And those priorities can either frustrate one another or become one of the relationship's greatest strengths. Long-term, Virgo can provide the stability, consistency, and practical grounding that Libra appreciates. Libra can bring warmth, romance, social connection, and flexibility into Virgo's world. The danger comes when Virgo becomes overly critical and Libra becomes overly avoidant. If Virgo continually points out what's wrong, Libra may eventually stop feeling appreciated. If Libra continually smooths things over rather than addressing difficult issues, Virgo may stop trusting that problems will actually be resolved. Neither sign needs to become the other. Virgo doesn't have to stop analyzing. Libra doesn't have to stop seeking harmony. They simply need to recognize when their natural strengths have gone too far. There's also considerable potential for growth here. Libra can teach Virgo that relationships aren't problems to be solved or projects to be perfected. Virgo can teach Libra that genuine harmony sometimes requires confronting an uncomfortable truth rather than avoiding it. When they learn that lesson, this relationship can become thoughtful, supportive, civilized, and surprisingly enduring. So, what do we give Virgo and Libra? Let's give this pairing a 7.5 out of 10. This isn't necessarily the Zodiac's most effortless combination, and they'll have some important differences to navigate. But with good communication, mutual appreciation, and a willingness to learn each other's language, Virgo and Libra can create a relationship that combines practicality with beauty, intelligence with diplomacy, and stability with connection. And sometimes the relationships that teach us how to see life differently are the ones that help us grow the most. Virgo and Libra may not be the most obvious match in the zodiac, but that's part of what makes this pairing so interesting. Virgo brings practicality, discernment, loyalty, and an eye for the details that keep life running smoothly. Libra brings charm, diplomacy, romance, and an instinct for creating balance between people. At their best, these two can fill in some of each other's blind spots. Virgo can help Libra turn possibilities into decisions and intentions into action. Libra can help Virgo step away from constant analysis and remember that life, and love, doesn't always have to be perfected to be enjoyed. Their greatest challenge may be learning how to handle disagreement. Virgo has to recognize when constructive criticism has become simply too much criticism, while Libra has to understand that avoiding conflict doesn't necessarily create harmony. But if both signs are willing to meet somewhere in the middle, there's real potential here for a thoughtful, supportive, and lasting connection. And remember, your sun signs are only one part of compatibility. Your moon signs can reveal emotional needs. Venus can tell us more about love and attraction, Mars can show passion and conflict, and the aspects between two complete birth charts can tell a very different story. So if you're a Virgo with a Libra, whether you're lovers, friends, family members, or co-workers, let us know in the comments. Does this sound like the two of you? What works beautifully, and where do you drive each other absolutely crazy? And if you'd like to see more zodiac compatibility and synastry videos, subscribe to Celestial Zodiac as we continue exploring what happens when the signs come together.